Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Brian. I'm an English antique dealer living in Normandy in France, and we are just going to show you a few of the things that we picked up on our travels this week. We're starting this week with this stunning statue. Now this is a statue of Aurora, who is the Roman goddess of dawn. Is that right, Tracy?
Yep.
Goddess of dawn. And this is beautiful. Absolutely love this piece. It's in regule spelter, and it's not bronze, it's spelter, but it's still very heavy. It weighs over 3 kilos. Very, very heavy piece, but beautifully crafted. Look at this. Come in and have a look, Tracy. This is Art Nouveau, really, really Art Nouveau. Can you get all the detail on the dress there? It's a beautiful, beautiful piece. Not sure what the little birdie down there, little dicky bird. And she's got a harp, and this, what would you describe this as, Tracy?
Piece of fabric.
Piece of fabric. But
that's her dress, isn't it?
Yeah, part of her dress, I suppose. Beautiful piece. Now this is by a sculptor called Julien Corset, and he was alive, I have to consult my notes, 1869 to 1938, so he was very prolific in the Art Nouveau period. This will be around 1900, 1910. He's very well known for his Art Nouveau pieces, and this is a perfect example of Art Nouveau. Beautiful, beautiful piece. I'd be quite happy to keep this, really. It's a lovely bit. Now it would have had a base. It would have had a base, probably a wooden base. You can see where that's off the base. It doesn't really matter. It stands very nicely, nice and flat on the table. And there's just one little bit of damage on here that we found. You'll have to come into this, Tracy. Tiny bit of a crack there on the arm, but it's not gone through. It's just on the outside. And that's, in a way, that's quite a good antique tip for you. Is if this was in bronze, you wouldn't find that. Highly unlikely with bronze, but spelter is a very fragile material, so you know it's easy to damage. But apart from
often
that,
is damaged, isn't it?
Often
we find it.
Often, especially when it's 120 years old. But that's the only little piece that we can find on here of any sort of damage. Only a tiny bit of damage. Beautiful piece. That, I presume, here is the sun, isn't it?
Mm.
It's the sun rising in the morning.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's meant to be.
Beautiful.
Because that's what she was, wasn't it? The goddess of dawn.
Yeah, the goddess of dawn. And there we are. Beautiful French original Art Nouveau. And that, I believe, is up on the site already. There we go. Let's put him over there, like that. Now, next. Quack, quack. We have a little duck. I bought this little duck. Now, all these things we bought at a place called Omby, not too far from here. A lovely place. It's got an old ruined abbey. It's well worth a visit. Omby, lovely part of the world. And they had this is our first Vide Grenier of the year. It was a lovely day. It was very, very busy. We'll put some footage on at the end to show Omby. But yeah, it's our first one of the year, so it was very good, and we had a very good haul, didn't we, Tracy?
We did indeed.
Including this little duck. Now, I wasn't sure, but I didn't know if it was a decoy or just a little bit of folk art. It could have been a decoy originally. I think it's got some age to it, but either way, it's a charming little piece. I had a decoy duck on here a few videos ago, which we sold. It went off to America. Very highly collected in America, the decoy ducks. It could be a decoy. I'm not sure, but either way, it's a lovely bit of folk art. Hand painted, hand carved, charming little piece. So that's the little duck. Okay, next on the agenda, should we do the copper pan? Tracy spotted this one. Lovely copper pan, iron handle, 3 copper rivets, in good condition inside, so it's ready to use. It's good to go. Really,
it has been used actually. You can see this.
Yeah.
This was not a display one. This one has actually been used, and it hasn't been lacquered. It's nice.
It's quite interesting. You can see there that you come in and see that sort of rim where it's been produced, sort of almost on the form of like the pottery, you know, when you do the pottery on the wheel.
Yeah, but that's not how you do copper though.
No, but you can see the layering there. It's quite interesting. There is a mark in here, but we couldn't quite It's probably from Ville-du-les-Pels, the copper producing town not too far from here. A lot of copperware, but a beautiful, beautiful quality copper pan. So there we are. Candlesticks. Well, these candlesticks we believe to be early 18th century Louis XV, but they could be actually even earlier than that. Could be 17th century Louis XIV, time of the Musketeers. And we've seen candlesticks with this very similar decoration here, around the column area here, dating back to the 17th century. So yeah, really interesting, very old candlesticks.
And very dirty.
Very dirty, yeah, they've not been cleaned yet. But they... Are they a pair? This is the question, isn't it? They're very, very similar. We're not convinced they're an exact pair. But then again, if they're sort of...
No, I don't think they're a pair.
Well, if not, they're very, very close to it.
Yeah, they're very similar.
Yeah.
But there again, the pairs weren't exact matches always, were they?
No.
Yeah.
But
They're both in the same style, aren't they?
Yeah, in bronze.
They were silvered as well.
Yeah, I think they were silvered. More will be revealed, I think, as we clean them up. But there we are, 18th century candlesticks for your romantic candlelit suppers. I think the sconces on top here are slightly different, aren't they?
Yeah, they do want a...
They need a little bit of looking at. Good clean up, but yes, we think they were probably silvered in the past. But
Which you can often find if you look underneath them, you'll see it'll still be under the base, which it is on both of these.
yeah,
Because that's the bit that people don't clean.
that's it. Yeah, see the silvering under there.
You can see it much more strongly on the other one.
Yeah, beautiful pair of candlesticks. There we go. Next we have another interesting piece. Now this we bought off a dealer. This was off a dealer at the Hornby sale. And I had seen this one, I think, last year at the Moyenne Vide Grenier, and I ummed and ahed about it then, but this time I thought we would go for it. Such an interesting piece. He's saying that it's actually trench art. And trench art are pieces that are made of old shells. We used to sell quite a lot on the site. Normally they're in an old shell case decorated up by the soldiers. This piece he is saying is First World War. As you can see, it's formed up into a sort of candle holder with a back plate. It's in good condition. It's got a little bit of damage just in there. You see there? Just in the back.
If you hold it up, you'll see the light through it.
There's a bit of a crack there.
Take your hand out of the way.
Bit of a crack there on the back, but apart from that, it's lovely and a really interesting piece of World War I trench art.
It's also decorated on the back plate, isn't it? But it's a bit hard to catch with the light because
Yeah.
it's glaring off it a little bit.
Amazing sort of poignancy to these old pieces and where they came from. You know, pieces of art coming out of the tragedy of war. But there we go, that should be going up on the site. Very interesting little piece of trench art. And we are finishing today with, you may have seen before, we've had, this is a chalkware figure of Our Lady of Pontmain. And there's a very interesting story about Our Lady of Pontmain. It's to do with the Franco-Prussian War. In around 1870 there was a vision that was only seen by the children in the village of Pontmain. I urge you to go onto Wikipedia and have a look at the story. I just read it before I came back out today, and it's the most incredible story about, you know, read the whole thing. I'm just giving you the bare bones, but it was to do with the children only of the village, and this apparition apparently lasted for about 3 hours in the sky. And at the end of this, the advancing next day, inexplicably, the advancing forces of the Prussians, they just stopped. They just stopped. Something to do with one of the generals, the Prussian generals, saying he was seeing something about the Madonna in the sky and stopping. It was very, very interesting. I really urge you to go and look on Wikipedia. I'll put the name under Our Lady of Pontmain. Go and have a look. It's fascinating. Really fascinating, quite uplifting as well. So there she is. This is probably dating to, I think, the 1930s or 40s. An old piece.
She's always seen in a blue dress, isn't she, with stars on it?
A blue dress, and there's something about
It's the night sky, wasn't it?
about the
She was seeing.
children, the stars. The more they clapped, the stars grew on the dress. They got gold stars on the dress and it became gold in the end. And then, yeah, anyway, go and have a look. It's an amazing, amazing story. And we went down, me and Tracy went to Pontmain for a visit, and it was the most amazing church, wasn't it?
They still have the barn, don't they, where the
Yeah, and we saw
where
the
the
barn
children
where the
were.
children were working, and they came out. Well, they weren't working, but they were with their father, and they came out and saw. The child saw the first apparition. You can see the barn. It's got thatched roof. It's great. Well worth a look. We'll put the video. We'll try and put the video on the end screen of this video, so you can go and take a look. Amazing place. Definitely go back for a
Down near
visit.
Fougères, isn't it?
Yeah, we'd like to go back
Well
there
worth
actually.
a visit if you are in the area.
Yeah. So there she is. That's a little chalkware figure. Now I got two of these. Amazingly, they say about buses coming, you know, you wait all day and then two turn up. But I had two pretty much exactly the same. One is already on the site. I've got to get this one on. So there we go. I always try and buy these if I find them. Such fascinating little statues and a brilliant story. Anyway, that's it I think for today. I will put a little bit of footage of the Hornby sale at the end of this video, and also I mentioned the artist Robert Josset with a painting that we had. That we went down to visit him down in where was it? Well, it's Brittany. It was a heck of a long way away. It took hours to get there, didn't it?
Clarin?
Plerin, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we went to see him and had a chat. It was nice to see him, and he had
Saw
an
his exhibition.
exhibition down there. So we'll put a bit of film of that as well on the end of this, and that was really good. And we took the painting that I'd found that he'd painted in 1974, 50 years ago. We showed him that, and he was quite touched by that, wasn't he? It was really good. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you liked our little video, and we will see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Mais j'espère qu'on termine. J'aide à remballer tout le monde. Juste faire chier le gamin.
Tracy's favourite. Oh, I love the poppies. Sold. Yeah, it's lovely. He's almost got a little Lowry dog there, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Little Lowry-esque.